I am beating every N64 game, and I mean all of them. The twist is, the next game I play is randomly selected, so I have no clue what's coming next. This is the journey to beating every N64 game. Game number 211, Onegai Monsters. Released exclusively in Japan in 1999, this game was developed and published by Bottom Up. Onegai roughly means favor or wish, so maybe it's like wishing monsters? If you wanted a proper Pokemon on the N64, well, we didn't get that. But we did get this. The manual boasts that there are more than 500 monsters for you to obtain, way more than Pokemon at the time, even if you include Gen 2. I don't know, this is kind of interesting to me. Kid me probably would have loved a game like this, but I lost interest in Pokemon around Gen 3, and I've not played another Monster Trainer game like that since. I definitely never heard of this one, didn't really even ever notice it on the list. Actually, there are a lot of similar games, and Pokemon is literally the only one I've touched. Never even played any kind of Digimon game before. No fan translation patch unfortunately, so we've got to give a shout out to Who Was Phone on GameFAQs for writing translation guides for most of these N64 games. However, in this instance, a new hero arose and honestly kinda carried this playthrough. And you know what? Also shout out to Jen from my chat for helping me translate stuff during these Japanese games, because seeing the messages on screen while writing these has made it a lot easier to know what's happening. Let's get into it. The game has a single player story mode, so that's what we'll be doing to beat this game. I could pick either the boy or girl character. I chose the girl because there was a speedrun that we found, and that's who they chose. No idea if it matters. It opens by showing a crystal sitting in some kind of altar. It actually sits here for like 10 seconds and keeps making this weird noise. Our character then wakes up and turns out it was all a dream. Oh, thank goodness. That was terrifying. There's a bunch of dialogue here about her saying she just turned 9 years old and her dad is calling her. We go meet our dad in the monster breeding area. He says since we're now 9 years old, we're old enough to become a monster trainer. He's going to give us our first egg as a present. But it's not just about hatching the egg. I've got to go register with the Monster Association. This guy has a sick mustache, by the way. We then walk through the town, presumably to go to monster registration. That frame rate sure is something. We're now in monster registration. Looks more like a pet shop to me. The guy here said I had to sign a form in order to receive my egg, basically forcing me to name my character. I accidentally spammed this fishhook looking character, so I guess that's our name. After that, he gave me some noodles to feed my new monster. I reset the game because I realized there was a way to have English characters in names. I noticed the face on the teddy bear when we wake up. What on earth is that? Why is it so angry? This time I named myself Thabeast. Now, going back to our dad, who is named Smack for some reason, we hatch our first monster egg. It's kind of a cool build up to it, honestly. It hatched, revealing something that looks like a rainbow Hershey Kiss. Well, I always took Squirtle as my starter, so that's what I named the starter here. Maybe it's a water type anyway. I think this thing is called Pururine. Smack tells us it's time for me to go on an adventure. We'll need to find food for the monster to help it grow. He rambles on and on forever, keeping the perfectly same position the entire time. But then he moves his arm for some reason? You think I wasn't going to notice that? Now we're finally playing the game. I think that thing under data is telling me my location, and that it's Tuesday 4 p.m. I can press A for commands, B to view the map, and R for faster? Well, here's the map. It looks quite big. Hopefully there's a lot to do. When you view the commands, it's for this specific monster. From top to bottom, it says menu, status, feed, adventure, mission, and evolutions. I pressed menu and oh god, what is this? You know, sometimes I wish I spent like 5 years learning Japanese before this challenge. I had no idea at the time, but basically this is our stats and feeding schedule. So we currently have 0 in everything. Kinda trash. The feeding goes by days named by color for some reason. Red, blue, green, brown, purple, white, and gold. Oh wait, no, I think this is my stats screen. On the top left, my level, which is 1. Top middle, we have 30 HP, 0 EXP, and I'll level up when I gain 1 XP. Top right, we can view the bestiary, which I guess is like a Pokedex, change our attacks, change the monster's name, and give it an item to hold. Under that is the stats in power, intelligence, life force, attack power, defense power, and speed. On the bottom left is our elemental strength in fire, earth, mineral, water, poison, wind, and medicine. The 999 is how much energy we have. And finally, the bottom right is our attacks, up to 4. Here's the feed screen. Some of these are weird looking. I don't have any food right now, dang. I'll touch on adventures later, but here's the mission screen. I'll have to complete all 53 of these to beat the game. Oh boy. And this is the evolution screen. It looks like there are 7 different things this Puru ring can evolve into. My goodness. I can finally move on my own now, and wow, here's what the faster button does. It's like a built-in emulator speed up within the game. That's honestly good quality of life from the devs. I had no idea where to go or what to do, so I was just wandering around. This is a really weird room to have in the house. Is Smack performing some kind of ritual here? Apparently this is where you send monsters out to graze. If the breeding area gets full, you can send up to 30 monsters out to the farm. Upstairs was our brother. Oh, I guess the choice at the start is for one of 2 siblings. Is it just me, or does this guy look a lot like Brian from Quest 64? I haven't actually played the game, but I do follow the Quest 64 official account. Our mom, Koriska, was walking around the entrance. She said she had a present for me for becoming a trainer. I think this is a bunch of elemental items. I think this is our grandma's house. Well, it said grandma's house, not necessarily our grandma. Poor grandma. She just gets a tiny 1-room home while we get a mansion. Also, why is she moving like that? She gave me a present of 50 mushrooms. Oh, I think that's one of the feed types. I don't know whose house this is, but it's just completely empty. Sure, little kids can just barge into random people's homes in this town, I guess. What's this place? Some kind of dungeon or castle? Oh, I think I'm going to leave here now. Sorry to bother y'all, whatever you were doing. I believe this is the feed shop. You can talk with them or buy and sell items. When you talk to the owner, they just go absolutely nuts. I would lose my mind if someone was doing that the entire time they spoke to me in real life. The 4th option is for them to give you advice. There's so many items, and I can't read any of it. Games like this are nightmare fuel for this challenge. The game has a day and night cycle, and most places are locked when it gets dark. The sketchy guy's sure walking around though. You can advance the day by several amounts, but it just winds up at the same time as it was previously. Back in that dungeon place, this is Giganto Pinoku. He's very proud of his big muscles. He also runs the local master tournaments, although my phone translated that as a crab bashing tournament. That sounds more fun. The only way I could find to advance time for now was to use the speed up button and sprint back and forth. Not the most efficient way. Okay, there actually is a castle here. The king looks so tiny. That's Attis Cedar Passalup. Is he old enough to rule this place? I tried talking to this guy, but he just kicked me out of his house. Well, I mean, I did just go in without permission. Alright, here's the thing I remember doing a ton in this playthrough. There's this weird slot machine in our house. Basically, any feed I have can be put in here. If I line the slots up accurately, it can spit out more powerful feed. Why they thought this would be a good way to gain more powerful feed is beyond me. It is a skill-based game though, so at least it's not RNG. I wound up getting 3 mushrooms in a row, and it made it seem like the final reel was very important with some arrows. However, all the slots on the final reel are the same. Well, it played like it did a good thing and said I received 30 mushrooms. So it just gave me 10 times my input? Getting 2 of the same still gave me 5 as a reward. Trust me, we'll be here a lot. I now went back to Squirtle and started feeding it. Apparently I can give it money? I wasn't really sure what this accomplished, but according to the game's manual, this is increasing my mineral stat. Alright, time to actually progress the game. Not that I was messing around, I just didn't know what the heck I had to do. Talking to Smack, he says he has a request for me. Mom is sick, so he wants to make herbal soup, but he doesn't have any herbs, so we need to retrieve some for him. They are east of the castle. You can do multiple requests at once, too. Our mom has one for us. She says she made cake, but she made way too much, and she doesn't know what to do. Oh, you don't gotta worry, I'll eat that entire thing. But really, she needs us to take some to Grandma's house. Yeah, okay. Oh, this makes sense. You can manually stop the time advancing to get whatever hour you want. That's way better than sprinting back and forth. May as well sell all that stuff I got for my birthday. I'm sure I won't need it later. I then bought 2 eggs and a bunch of items. I think they might be used in making feed? I don't know. Next, I bought a bunch of beans at the feed shop. Those are nutritious, right? So now with a few of those special items, I can make improved food if I also land the final reel on something. At least I think that's what's happening. Let's hatch one of those eggs I bought earlier. Wait, it's just the same thing? Why would I do that then? I named this one Pikachu. Seems like a cool name. Yeah, that was it. Since I landed the beans on the slot with the special items, I get red beans, which are a stronger version. Depending on the day of the week, the slot machine will have different feed available to insert. Honestly, why did they put this in here? Anyway, I kept feeding Pikachu and Squirtle over and over, then fast forwarding a week. Eventually, Pikachu evolved. This is Buruteku, one of several things that Pururing can evolve into. Hopefully it's stronger. Well, its stats seem to be going up a lot at least. I'd say this was a success. I still have no clue what I'm doing. Oh shoot, Squirtle's evolving now. What are we gonna get? Really? That's what you decided to change to? Patabata. Cool name though. Alright, let's try to tackle our first request, Papa's Got a Problem. If you recall, he wanted us to obtain some herbs to make soup for Mom. The way you do this is by sending one of your monsters to forage. By choosing the first request, we can order Pikachu to forage for herbs. It popped up with a text box saying there was a 20% chance of success. I began advancing time and Pikachu ran into the first battle of the game. I believe this is a wild Puyo Noko. The battle commands are move, attack, special attack, flee, toggle auto manual battling, autos dependent on their intelligence stat, defend, and charge. Right now, attacking is unavailable because I'm not close enough. Since I went first, I moved closer. This seems kind of unfair. Even though they're slower, they'll get the first attack off. Well, let's see what this thing's got. Some kind of headbutt move? And it dealt 5 damage. Okay. Now it's my turn. Whatever this attack is, go! Yeah, 11 damage and you're dead. Oh yeah, in this game, the monsters just die. There is no feigning nonsense. Well, at least it's going up to the sky rather than down underground, right? Heck yeah, Pikachu leveled up! It got +3 and a bunch of stats. I imagine that's a good thing. So yeah, that's the gameplay in a gist. You don't actually ever leave the town. Only your monsters do, and you don't get to play as them or anything until an event happens. At least it seems like Pikachu recovered health on its own out there. So it's like Pokemon if you were just stuck in Pallet Town and sent your Pokemon out to do everything for you. I thought my Pikachu was evolving again after just 3 battles, but it looks the exact same. It says it's shedded. Maybe there's like a progression to evolving or something? I don't know. After a couple of weeks, Pikachu returned successful. It brought back some kind of item, hopefully those herbs, also receiving an EXP bonus for making it back. Looks more like a rave is being thrown. Now request 1, Papa's Got a Problem has a star next to it. Looks like we got the job done. 1 down, 52 to go. Oh god. Okay, I went back to the slots and did Pikachu bring back a big old turd from that trip? Also, why did I literally get nothing from lining that up? Is it just a bad item, or do these things not mix? Luckily, Jen from my chat found this flowchart of how the requests work. You can see there are 3 requests available at the start of the game from Dad, Mom, and the item shop owner. It culminates in request 49, which is where the game ends. So you can see, I've already started request 11 as well, the delicious cakes. I'm not sure why I have to send Pikachu out to do that, but okay, go for it. I hatched a 3rd Pururine and named it Snorlax. That's a good name, right? Pikachu made it back safely from Grandma's house. I wonder if I can just use this one monster the entire game and like power level? It's working for now at least. Okay, going back to Grandma's house, she now has a request for us. This wasn't available before because it was locked behind Papa's Got a Problem. Uh-oh, Pikachu ran into a wild Chiku. Not only does it have more health than me, but I'm asleep for some reason? It didn't attack and I took 29 damage, more than half. Uh-oh. This is straight up not good. You know what? I won't run. I believe. Okay, 21 damage. That's respectable. Unfortunately, my belief was not founded in logic and Pikachu died. Now you may be thinking, oh no, he lost his monster permanently. Thankfully, that's not the case. It just goes back to town embarrassed and has to sit in the breeding area until it heals. Guess they thought that would be too mean. Okay, so I tried sending Squirtle out instead and this Parashumu almost one-shot me. What in the world? Maybe that 90% chance is actually a chance of failure? This feels impossible right now. Maybe it was unlucky? Uh-oh. This Gorudo Ataka is actually killing me in one hit. That attack was wild. There's gotta be some way to power level, right? You can't redo the mission for requests, so that's not an option. For now, what I found is just a basic foraging mission. I can choose one of the feed here and I'll tell my monsters to go retrieve it. The further away it is from town, the better the rewards, but also the stronger the fights. Okay, finally, this is a beatable monster. Maybe I can just power level this way to win? I'll take this time to talk about the graphics and audio. The graphics aren't that great. Looks like they took inspiration from how Mario 64 looks, but it's somehow worse? I mean, I guess it's fine, but it feels like one of the lower tier games graphically to me. The game lags drastically a lot too, especially during certain monster attacks. It's like the N64 just can't handle it. For the audio, this game is so obscure that I can't find the soundtrack hosted anywhere online. Maybe some Japanese website has it? There's also this thing every time you go into the menu, it sounds like it's going Cinnabon. I know that's not what it's actually saying, but I don't know, some Japanese phrase. Anyway, the music is okay, I guess. It's quite compressed though, so the quality isn't too great. I guess it does a good job of fitting the game. So anyway, I just kept sending my 3 monsters out to forage over and over, hoping to become high enough level to just beat the next request. No way, dude, my grinding paid off! Pikachu evolved yet again into a Haparupa. Surely it's way stronger now. Wow, look at that. This thing can even evolve into 5 different things depending on what you feed it. Very big evolution trees in this. Okay, surely Pikachu's strong enough to take on Request 6 now, right? Wait, what is this thing doing? Apparently Risuba has some kind of buffing attack? I think that says it increased its speed. Well, that thing really did 106 damage? Dude, how are you supposed to get strong enough to beat this? Am I missing something? I was over 4 hours in at this point and I had a big problem. Pikachu stopped gaining XP from these lowly foraging missions. It seems the game caps how much XP you can gain from lower leveled fights. This is not good. I thought if I was willing to put in the time, I could just farm until I'm strong enough. That seems to not be the case though. I had racked up like 8 trillion items at this point. I have no idea what the heck any of this does. Some kind of use in battle maybe? Oh wow, you can sell your monsters for money. That is kinda wild. See ya, Squirtle. Snorlax is better than you anyway. Digging around in the menu some more, I found I can breed 2 of my monsters. Hope y'all like each other, Pikachu and Snorlax. Oh wow, it just instantly hatches an egg. Figured I'd have to wait, but okay. Alright, a fresh start. I'm naming this one Wooper. So this game has something weird about evolutions. There are true and fake ones. In a fake evolution, the appearance changes, but its stats won't be very good. In a true one, it can break past that limit. So how do you get a true evolution? Well, it's different for every monster apparently. I guess the way you would figure it out is through hints from people in the game, or maybe just buying a strategy guide. So I think what is happening is I only have fake evolutions and I can't progress. I had no idea how to get a true one though. I mentioned at the start of this video how someone new showed up to save this playthrough. You can see them in chat here. This is Inaniai, a speedrunner of Onegai monsters. Aw man, without this person showing up, I'm not sure I would have ever gotten through this one. Here's one massive thing I was taught. All those weird items I had are equipable. It gives my monsters buffs in battle. Okay, now we're cooking. Unfortunately, I don't have any useful ones at the moment. Another thing is each day has an element associated to it. So under type in the top left, it's telling me today is a water day. Basically, this is how you decide what's available to obtain from the slot machine. Essentially, lining the slots up gives you a gummy for that item's element. These gummies are much stronger in increasing your monster abilities. I wanted to evolve Wooper down the blue lines, so this was perfect. Apparently the start of the speedrun involves selling everything to buy feed, then immediately spamming slots until you get a ton of gummies. I had like 80 blue gummies now. Hopefully this Wooper gets super strong. Man, I already felt like I had so much better of an understanding of things now. I want to feed them gummies, not the base feed. Heck yeah, Wooper evolved into Puruporu. And it's a true evolution. I only had to go on one adventure for it. Actually, I don't think I noticed this during the playthrough, but in Who Was Phone's Bestiary, it lists the true evolution criteria for most monsters. So to truly evolve Puruporu, I need to send it on 3 adventures. Easy enough. With Inaniai's help, I learned I had this attacking ring. It has 103 power. Gotta be good, right? Actually, what these rings do is give you special attacks. Did Pokemon steal the move Scald from this guy? Also, whoa! That did 98 damage. Okay, there's hope. And Pikachu gets this attack that just turns the enemy into a firework. Aw man, my first time breaking 100 damage. Okay, we've gotta be able to beat that request I was stuck on now, right? Wooper has got this quest. Normally this giant bunny Mimibata would annihilate me, but not today. Apparently this attack is actually called sulfuric acid. Wooper evolved into Bukari along the way. Now I've got to send it on 6 adventures to get a true evolution. Easy enough. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why is this clam spinning a sword? That does not look good. Oh my goodness, it killed me in 1 hit. I still can't beat this stupid request. You've got to be kidding me. Oh snap, Wooper's already evolving again? Does this mean it's a fake evolution? Also, did it turn into that guy Flats from SpongeBob? Actually, this one is called Konohazakana. I got a 4th egg and I named this one Slugma. More like Slugma Ball. Wooper gained a new attack from that evolution. Now it does this weird thing where it seems like confetti falls from the sky. It hurts a ton, so I like it. I sent Wooper on a much longer foraging adventure and it made it back. Look at all that stuff he got. Surely some of it's good. As long as he goes first, he was just one-shotting every single fight. Wait a second, that Slugma I got is fully evolved. Look, it's all the way down from the evolution tree of Pikachu. It's actually called Saimori. Maybe this thing can carry me to victory? Apparently, because it's fully evolved, I only need to give it the cheap regular feed from now on. Works for me and my wallet. To get Wooper to true evolve, I now had to feed it a nutrition drink, which can be purchased from the shop. Drink up. I'm sure it tastes fine. Nice. Wooper has well over 100 HP now. Even if one of these monsters on the request path hit him, it's likely he survives. Oh god, okay, here it comes. Wooper evolved again to a Mirabo. Only 1 more evolution left for him and I need to drink another nutrition drink. And here it is, the final evolution. Wooper is now an Akamambu. You know what? Here's a huge tip from Inanyai. I could just hold R to just copy paste food on my feeding schedule. Way faster than going into the menu selection every single time. There we go. 6.5 hours later, Wooper succeeded in the request from that old lady whose stomach hurts. We've got this. Every so often, this young man is walking around town. Now that I beat 11, this unlocks request 5, the present. He wants to give Amy a present to impress her, but he's too scared to leave town. What a wimp. Fine, Wooper will do it for you. For beating 6, we unlock request 4 from Giganto. He loves having such a shiny head that he brushes it with tree bark every single day. However, he ran out recently and needs me to retrieve some for him. Okay. Slugma's got some wild attacks too. For this one, he just sends the most angry looking boulder to run over the enemy. Or he can cause a tsunami to happen directly at the battlefield. I feel like people should be more worried about these monsters than they are. Wow, Wooper returned with the tree bark without finding a single encounter. Weird how the previous request was so much harder. And just like that, Wooper returned once again with the present for Amy. Yeah, you can see how this game gets repetitive at this point. But we went from 2 requests all the way to 6 finished. Surely, it's smooth sailing from here. Cool, cool. Here's Hickory at the library with request 8. He wants us to get some sap from the forest that he uses for his oil paintings. Easy enough. Wooper was completely dominating these requests now. This Purunokon doesn't stand a chance. It looks more like a flying hamburger. I was one-shotting every single monster I encountered. One super annoying thing with this game is you can't talk to NPCs when they're moving. It just opens the menu instead. Some of these people won't sit still, dang it. Request 8 opened request 9, stone-baked potatoes. The shop owner wants potatoes, which apparently need tree bark and a hard stone? I ain't eating that. What the heck? Why is this guy's head so big? I don't remember turning on a cheat code. I was having trouble finding the next request, so I took a look at the list. It said I had number 50 available. That seems off. It's not even noted in the request list on Who Was Phone's guide. My terrible phone translation claims that says Rival 1. I guess I progressed far enough for this to appear. We have a rival who doesn't like us and he demands a battle. Okay, well I literally killed him in 1 hit. That was free. So that bald guy Giganto runs a coliseum where there are bronze, silver, and gold tournaments. This is vastly different. 3v3? Would have never expected something like this to happen. Also, Wooper's attack seems to hit all of the targets at once, which is amazing. Oh, whoops. Apparently there's more than 1 fight here. We seem a bit over-leveled for this though. I guess this is the bronze tournament after all. There wound up being 3 fights in total. Incredibly easy. He said I received 10 drinks for winning. Those nutrition drinks? The silver cup was a bit more even. They at least had the same HP as Pikachu. Dang, the design of this Naito monster looks so cool. It's wild how there are 500 of these things. That's so many. There wound up being 5 fights in the Silver Cup. One of them was actually kinda close. I figured I didn't stand a chance at gold yet, so I moved on for now. I think I received experience for that. Oh wait, I apparently have request 12 unlocked? Maybe I accidentally did it when I did 9, since it's from the same shop owner. There's a monster attacking people in the Thistle Forest. Gotta kick its butt. Wait, this is the monster? It's attacking them with cuteness, I guess. That's a Uin Donkey. Okay, by doing 12, that opens request 17, Mother's Day. Our dad wants to get our mom flowers for Mother's Day, but he can't be bothered going out to do it. Why not have my monster get some instead? How about you show that you care, huh buddy? Oh god, this Homura Taco is using Japanese text. Oh wait, it was just a buff. I was afraid Whooper might finally die. Oh no, not the thermometer. That thing's full of mercury. Actually, wow, that nearly one-shot me. Maybe it buffed its damage on the previous turn. Thankfully, I did scrape by. Uh-oh. Don't tell me Whooper's not strong enough already. At least it succeeded in the quest. That was a close one. I figured I may try making a super monster by breeding Slugma and Whooper. Say hello to both Jolteon and Kyogre. I mean, we need a third for the Gold Cup at some point anyway, right? Oh, oops. I guess say goodbye to Jolteon. I sold it already. Staryu is our real carry. It's gonna happen, I swear. Anyway, beating 17 unlocked request 21. The old lady had her stove break, so we need to go find a Fearex monster to breathe fire onto it. Whooper got a new attack. Is it shooting fish eggs? Either way, it hurts bad. Wow, only one fight. That was easy. I don't know what I did to change it, but the shopkeeper was giving me request 13 now. This person has 3 in a row in the flowchart. Ulmo needs red beans, but he's too busy. I gotta do it myself, I guess. Or rather, send my monster out to do it for me. Some of these attacks are so goofy, I swear. A frying pan appears, slams onto me, and then it makes popcorn? Who comes up with this stuff? I kind of love it. There you go, buddy. Here's your beans. Hey, look! Kyogre evolved into Metapod. Wait, no. I'm being told this thing is actually called Neo-Rorin. Whoa, this new Staryu evolution actually looks pretty cool. This is Puchizarusu. I was having a ton of trouble finding this girl for request 2. It seems like she was nowhere. Apparently, she only exists in our home on the green day between 7 and 9 a.m. That's so specific? What the heck? Well, she's got request 2, the fish tank. Her fish is sick, so we need to go find some spring water. Easy enough. Oh my god, Kyogre evolved into Dratini. Wait, nope. I'm being told that one's called Sunioru. I've got this cool electricity attack for it now. Good thing HDR wasn't invented yet. I kinda hate that stuff. I don't want the sun to actually hurt my eyes in a video game, you know? Staryu evolved into Puteran. Kind of underwhelming, to be honest. It's pretty cool that now that I understand the evolution paths and how to always get the correct gummy from the slot machine. It's fun to go so far down the evolution tree, and it's cool how the monsters evolve like 6 or 7 times. For instance, Kyogre already evolved into Godora just a few minutes later. It just keeps going. Okay, I got the fresh water. That opens request 3, I need bamboo leaves. Cryphia at the library is desperate for bamboo leaves. Okay, say no more. Oh hey, there's that rival guy. He's in the Coliseum entrance apparently, but I can't fight him. Ah heck yeah, Kyogre hit its final evolution. Doraigo Neiku. That's actually so cool looking. The fire on its head and tail. Well, Kyogre's final evolution looks cool. Staryu's next one looks... Ariel? Oh boy, that's not what I expected at all. This is Retago. Oh hey, the Rival 2 fight's available now. I don't know why this happens, but sometimes my monster would just be asleep at the start of fights. I feel like it's something I'm doing wrong, but I have no idea what. Either way, he got wrecked. Can't stop Whooper. By completing both requests 3 and 12, that unlocked request 19 from the girl at the library. I can't sleep. She says she's having trouble sleeping, and here's red beans help with insomnia. Didn't I just get those for the shopkeeper earlier? Whatever, I'll go get more. Dude, look at Kyogre go! Actually, Who Was Phone obtained data on monsters from a place called Potechi's Cave, where a person named Susuke gave the monsters a grade. This Kyogre is the first one I've had that had an A rating. Ignore the fact that that cool attack missed though. That sure was embarrassing. Here's Staryu's final evolution. Oh man, talk about a glow up. Looks a lot like Dragonite. This one's called Giita, also an A rating. That opened request 22, the Feeble Joke. The old man is sad because he doesn't know any funny jokes and needs inspiration. If I go find a shocking fish monster for him, surely that'll give him a joke, right? According to the game's logic, it does. Go Whooper! Hopefully he felt inspired enough after that. Beating request 4 and 22 unlocks request 18, the gift. Apparently Amy is getting married. Uh-oh, that other guy's gonna be devastated. He wants us to get some happiness flowers and a happiness fruit as a gift. I'm sensing a theme with what these people want me to do. Also, why are they entrusting all this stuff to a 9-year-old child? Jeez, that one took like 15 minutes. These are starting to get long, nearly 11 hours into the game now. For completing 11 and 13, we unlock request 20, cold medicine. Our grandmother's sick, so we need to find salt water to cure her. Okay, maybe like take her to the doctor instead? Oh hey, look, Staryu has that firework attack we saw forever ago. Figured I may as well try out the gold tournament now that I've got 3 good monsters. The enemies look pretty strong too though. The first enemy here was faster than all 3 of us and got to go first. It nearly killed all of us in 1 hit. I feel like the attacks in this game are too strong for how little HP everything has. I don't know what the heck this attack was. He like sends out a boiling hot egg at me. Then I get turned into a corn dog or something like that. I don't want to be a corn dog. Also, that damage was ridiculous. There wound up being 10 fights in total this time. After the first 2, I didn't take a single point of damage. A bit anticlimactic if you ask me. I have no idea what he gave me as a reward. The phone translation said wonderful Mo, but I don't think that's it. Oh yeah, that fight made my monster sick. That's what the dizzy thing above their head is for. All you gotta do is buy some medicine from the shop to cure it. For finishing 20, I unlock request 15, stop the eruption. This comes straight from the king himself. The volcano near town is becoming active and could destroy us all. I probably should make it stop that. I think they need a new king if asking this child is his best plan. Then we get request 16 from Cassis. She says she needs us to make purified water for the town ritual. How do you make it? Obviously, it's by combining stale water, poisonous plants, and dried leaves. Is she trying to kill us? Look, Whooper has that thermometer attack now. The special attacks you gain are based on the items you equip, so it makes sense. I just kept swapping them out whenever I found a stronger one. Well, I don't think money is going to be a problem anymore. All that farming I've been sending these things out on is really paying off, literally. My monsters just kept getting sick and I couldn't figure out why. Uh-oh, I forgot to feed them. I imagine that has something to do with it. I unlocked request 23, Desert Defender, automatically, and when I sent Whooper out, this fight had music I hadn't heard before. Is this supposed to be a boss fight or something? I killed it in 1 hit, so if it was a boss, it's a bad one. This opened request 24, Body Odor Medicine. Giganto says all this working out to make his muscles so big also makes him stink. He needs some medicine from grinding up a green stone. How about you go buy some deodorant? Uh-oh, some of these monsters are getting scary attacks. This guy just dropped me into a black abyss. It nearly one-shot me too. I really hope Whooper's strong enough to just solo the game. That opens request 25, dinner. Mom wants to make stir-fried miso maca for dinner, but she forgot to go shopping. Oh, don't worry, I'll feed our family instead. Then there was request 28 from Cassis, the pendant. Her dad gave her a pendant and she's already lost it. She can't stop crying, so we gotta get it for her. Also, there's that creepy teddy bear again. That, along with 19, unlocked request 32, Creefia's pet. She's always working at the library and is worried her pet is lonely. I need to catch a monster so it has someone to play with. Nope, wait, she just wants me to go get a mushroom for it. Boring. Kind of wild how some of these monsters look so similar to Pokemon that would come on later. This Hamon sure looks a lot like Apom. I'm sure it's just a coincidence though. Still throwing a rave in the town square every time I finish a request, by the way. Finishing 32, open request 3, nutritious soup. Creefia is worried about Hickory because he's so tired. He thinks shellfish and mushroom soup will help him out. Sounds like something I would really not want to eat. This open request 33 from Amy. Still think it's a bit sus that she's just chilling in this game. She collects some type of playing cards and a new limited edition one just came out. She's too busy, so I've got to go get it for her. This guy Robert's in this shop from 10 PM to 12 AM on a gold day. Why are some of these so specific? Anyway, he's got request 26, the Dirty River. The river's polluted and it's causing problems for everyone in town. The waterfall leading into it's become polluted, so I need to get an antitoxin for it. I really feel like this town needs better leadership. 30 requests down. Getting close now. I was having trouble getting this one to unlock, but I eventually got it. Request 31, repair the castle. Since the castle's so old, it needs refurbished. Postawak needs me to get the materials for it though. I deserve a key to the city for all this. I noticed I had a ton of eggs in my inventory. May as well hatch some. They look like cow eggs. It hatched to reveal just a pururine? I'm not sure what the color of the eggs actually represent. The king was waiting with request 27, the thirsty town. He wanted me to venture out to find the god of rain. Are they just making stuff up now? This then led to request 34, the green monster. There's a green beast known as Avagadochi blocking the bridge out of town. I need to kill it. Well, fine. I'll grab my thermometer. Then it's request 35, the town symbol. Hickory was commissioned to create a symbol for town, but he has no ideas. I need to travel out to get him some inspiration. Haven't we heard this one before? Request 37, smelly feet. The old man in town is sick and his grandkid said his feet smell bad. He heard if he puts sap on his feet, they'll smell good again. You meant soap. Soap, right? We're jumping back a bit. Request 14 was locked behind all this other stuff. Apparently the town got hit by a typhoon, and I need to go get building materials to help rebuild it. I never noticed that happening. Then we do request 46, salty food. The old lady in town says she likes salty food more than sweet food, so she wants to make a salty fish dish. I need to go out and catch a kozakana and have it salted in the neighboring town. Can't you do this yourself? We have plenty of sweet foods here already. Now request 40 for the king. Time for the yearly Passel Up festival. He doesn't know how to build a bonfire though, so I've got to get materials for him. Jumping to a different branch of the flowchart, it's request 38. Giganto cares about how his skin looks for his big muscles. He hears sour berries are good for skincare, so I need to get some for him. Then it's request 44, bring back the books. Creefy is worried because kids don't come to the library to read anymore. She needs some new books to get their attention, so I've got to get some obviously. Nah, they're way too busy playing Onegai monsters on their Nintendo 64s to care about reading. Can't stop, we're so close. It's request 36, rescuing Raitome. There's an unknown disease spreading around the continent. Oh no, it's about 21 years too early for that, buddy. All good though. We can create a cure from a shocking fish, so I just need to get one to save humanity. Rare time that an enemy is faster than Wooper. Love getting a 100-ton weight dropped on my head. Wait, that monster is literally a Goomba. What the heck? Call Nintendo now. Amy gives us request 41, sour food. Her cousin is pregnant and is craving some sour food. Well, I know where you can get some salty fish at least. Yeah, I'll go out and get something. Oh no, not the stinky foot attack. Anything but that. Request 42 is the ancient fossil. Postawak wants us to go to a dangerous cave to clear out the monsters so he can excavate it. These people are just being needy at this point. So request 45 is all the way back to our dad. He works mining gold stone, the kingdom's main source of income. He wants us to do his job for him, and that will make us a full-fledged monster trainer. I think he just wants a day off. Somehow, request 7 was locked behind all that other stuff. The shop owner is conducting medicinal research and needs me to go out and grab some herbs and mushrooms for him. So close now, request 39, help the farmer. The old man's upset he's run out of manure to fertilize his crops. Can we go get some for him? You want me to bring you cow poop? I'm moving out of this town as soon as I turn 18, I swear. Somehow, Wooper became sick and only had 1 HP. Well, that's not good at all, is it? He just died instantly. That stinks. Ooh, the Rival 3 fight's available now. Is Wooper still strong enough? Oh man, that thing is scary looking. And what's with this eyeball attack? Unfortunately, it did nearly 400 damage, and I just do not have nearly that much available. Is this fight even possible in this state? I somehow didn't get one shot this time, and I got to try this new attack where I literally spawn a volcano on top of them. But it barely did half its health. Oh no. Wooper solos the entire game until this one fight. Okay, I don't know why this attack did so much damage, but well, I'll gladly take it. I was kinda worried I'd never be able to beat this thing. Rival Fight 4 was immediately available, and look, he's got a Kyogre too. Ah no, it knows the smelly feet attack. This time though, I can tank it. I think Fight 3 was harder honestly. Well, that's all those out of the way. Request 43, fix the bridge. Apparently the bridge between us and the neighboring kingdom has collapsed, so who will fix it? of course, the 9-year-old child. Request 47 was from that rare guy Robert. He wants us to deliver a letter to every king on the entire continent. He believes strong monsters are coming from the ancient temple and they should know. Why can't you do it? You literally have a sword. Only 2 requests left. The king says the town is under attack by monsters and he doesn't know what to do. Don't worry, I'm going to be overthrowing you soon enough. I'll save them. Alright, the final request, the ancient temple. And what's this? A cutscene? I didn't think we ever actually left the town ourselves. Oh yeah, wasn't this crystal from our dream at the start of the game? I kind of already forgot. Before we can grab it, a monster appears. Apparently it does not want us to have this thing. This is Zol, and it only appears in this temple during this quest. Already a terrible sign when it has the most HP of anything I've seen by far. Okay, I tanked 1 hit. Problem is, I've never dealt anywhere close to 440 damage in a single attack. Honestly, that was really good damage, but dang it, it's not enough. Oh no, not the eyeball. That's the thing the rival had earlier. Whooper was toast. I'm gonna need a miracle, I think. Hey look, the devs put some quality of life not playing the cutscene a second time when you try again. Honestly, didn't expect that. I seem to have gotten that miracle on the second try. I tanked 2 attacks in a row. This is the run. Wait, why is it letting him go again? That's messed up, man. I thought I had it. I just kept dying over and over again. I even tried Kyogre, but it was no use. Man, surely there's something I can do, right? It seemed like this just wasn't happening. So I hatched a new egg, naming it Copium. I plan to follow the evolution route they used in the speedrun and just hope it works. Well, I'm not sure how this happened, but it instead evolved into a Dabyrine, the secret ghost type. Maybe this will be strong enough? It then evolved into a Memedaby, and now it evolved yet again into a Seapon. How about a 4th evolution as a treat? This is Dorirune. Only 1 more to go. Well, I certainly didn't expect that one. This is Poku. I don't think this thing is going to be strong, not gonna lie. Okay, so basically, I could keep sending it out on adventures until it became an adult. It will keep leveling up and gaining XP until that happens, after which it'll never level up again. Alright, 2 hours of grinding and Copium reached adulthood. Let's do this. Well, our health is way higher than Whooper's, so that's a start. Okay, I did nearly half its health, and I burned it? Whatever that means. I have no idea what status effects are, honestly. It was a valiant effort, but it still wasn't enough. Man, why is this so hard? What's crazy is Copium has more than double the speed of Whooper, and this guy still goes before me. On the second attempt, though, I somehow did more damage. You know what? I'll take it. Barely scraped by. Of course, though, it's a final boss, so there's a phase 2. The crystal shines bright, and we see a skeleton-looking monster. Aw no, there's absolutely no way I can kill 2 in a row. Even worse is that it just jumps you in, and you don't regain your health between fights. This guy has 70 more HP than that last guy. This is Atribulis, the final boss. Both my attacks missed, exactly what I wanted. And then he just bonks me on the head, killing me. Dude, there is actually no way. Okay, not all hope is lost. There's a checkpoint after that first fight. It spawns you on this next guy. Since both my special attacks missed, I figured I'd try a basic attack. It actually did incredible damage. Oh man, if it wasn't for that checkpoint, I actually would still be playing this game to this day. I can't believe it. Why did this game randomly get so difficult? It explodes, and that definitely would have blown all of us up, but whatever. We retrieve the crystal, and the temple begins collapsing, so we run away as fast as we can. Looks like we've made it back to town safely. Thabeast gives a big speech about how she's now one of the best monster trainers around, and she'll strive to keep everyone in the town safe. We should own this place. And now, nearly 20 hours later, the credits roll. Game complete. So yeah, there you have it. My journey to beating Onegai monsters. Well, this is a game that I'm sure nearly none of you knew existed before now. Maybe it was better off that way. If you look anything up about this game, it'll probably be someone talking about how no one knows anything about this game. To be fair, it does have some cool ideas. The amount of evolutions for each monster is really cool, and they really had a ton of different designs. I think it's really neat how something can branch out into hundreds of different things. The big problem though is you don't really do anything in this. You just sit in the town that's 4 screens long and never leave. Well, I guess except for the literal final boss. It's just kind of boring sending a monster out on a journey and then sitting there waiting. At least you can quick advance the time, or this would be unbearable. The built-in speed up button was nice though. It runs quite poorly too. Several of the attacks lag so bad on original hardware. I wouldn't be surprised with how obscure this game is that it would run bad on an emulator too. That's the thing with that new analog N64. They say it'll have full compatibility, but have they really tested all there is in Onegai monsters? I think not. Anyway, don't really recommend this one, but it's a game that could have been much better. Some good ideas in here, but not enough good to outweigh all the bad. I gave Onegai Monsters a 2 out of 10 for enjoyability and a 6.5 out of 10 for difficulty. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We had a randomized marble race to determine which game was next, so here's how that played out. Or skip to the timestamp on screen to skip straight to the game selection. Alright, a random track, The Eye of the Storm. 180 games on the list. Got all kinds of games. Resident Evil 2. 007, The World Is Not Enough. Or maybe even Mario Golf. Only one can be the winner though. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, they are off on this poor weather condition race, but the race must go on. Who will be the first to brave the dark, mysterious hole? It actually is Yoshi's story, followed by Worms, Armageddon, Turok, Rage Wars as well, Puyo Puyo in Party, some Mahjong game I see, oh my god. And Yoshi's Story doing pretty decent. Worms Armageddon not too far behind. And Worms Armageddon directly through the hole does perform the hole skip, but Turok surges forward. Turok Rage Wars, that is. Worms Armageddon not far behind. Brunswick Circuit Pro Bowling. That would be fun, I bet. Turok Rage Wars coming down. Miss Pac-Man Maze Madness trying to make a play. And the next Legend of Zelda game, in typical fashion, we've got Ocarina of Time coming. Let's see if something actually comes of this. Ocarina of Time, the current leader, coming through the storm. Cruisin' USA falls off the cliff. I don't know what happened to Ocarina of Time. Gex, so many games dying, and there's Ocarina of Time still coming forward. Ocarina of Time's in the lead, and there's not much left. There's one final obstacle. Ocarina of Time. Nothing's gonna stop it. This is it, chat. Ocarina of Time wins the race. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe it. I actually can't believe it. There's no way. There's literally no way. Oh my god, it happened. Well, it's another long game, but the next Legend of Zelda game, which happens to be Ocarina of Time. It has been decided. But yeah, if you're still here watching, you're awesome. Thank you so much. If you had a good time, consider hitting that like button, or maybe even dropping a subscription. Or hey, maybe even watch another one of these videos that's on screen now. And yeah, see you next time.